Hello everybody, Low Tier for Life here, bringing guys a brand new video. I know it's been a while. I have my reasons, but I know people don't tend to watch like, hey, I'm back videos, or hey, I'm going away for a little bit videos. So, to make a long story short, I just kind of lost my mojo for making videos. But anyways, that is something I can talk about at a later date, maybe when I stream again. I know a lot of people are probably just coming onto the video to watch the deck profile and don't want a 10-minute long intro explaining why I haven't uploaded in like 4 months. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get on with it. This is Marincess. I love this deck so much. I've been playing it to hell and high water ever since they got their new support, but I mean, I've been like interested in the deck even beforehand. It's such a fun deck, and it's something really different right now, and it's just such a shame it's gonna be only relevant for like a week or two before Sprite and Tier Limit come out. I am excited, yet also very not happy with Power of the Elements. Anyways, well, not looking forward to, I should say. Let's get on to the deck profile. First and foremost, we have 3 Marincess Blue Tang. This is a pretty simple one. She is your main combo starter, and the main one you want to see at the beginning of every turn, every game. She's just flat out amazing. On summon, you dump any Marincess into the graveyard, and then if she is used for the link summon of a Marincess Link monster, you get to excavate the top 3 cards of your deck, and if there's a Marincess among them, you get to add 1 to hand, the other gets shuffled back to deck, effectively making her both a Foolish Burial and a Pot of Duality. Really strong card all around. I find that I tend to whiff with her second effect more often than not, but hey, you know what, it's just that good where you really need it. Next up, we do have 3 Marincess Spring Girl. Spring Girl is another really good one. Basically saying, oh, you can banish a Marincess from your graveyard, spell summon her from your hand, and if she is used for a link summon of a Marincess Link monster, you get to mill cards from the top of your deck equal to the number of Marincesses you control. Burn your opponent for 200 each. Honestly, the burn damage is really nice in time, but the main reason you play her is that she is a level 4 Marincess who summons herself from your hand. So really good card all around. Really good extender is the big one there. You can use her for making Xyz and link plays and just general stuff. Overall, great card. Next up, we got our last 3 of Marincess, at least for now. And that is Marincess Seahorse. This is the original 1-card Link 3 in the deck, and she is very much a 1-card Link 3. You normal summon her, link off for the Blue Slug. Blue Slug adds her back to hand. You spell summon her from hand, link off for good old Coral Anemone. Coral Anemone brings back her, and then you go into Coral Triangle or Marbled Rock. That's the old school way of doing it. Obviously, there's much better lines, but you still end up making that line from time to time. It's not like the worst thing in the world if you just open her, and honestly, I find her being the main one that I want to mill off of Blue Tang if I need to. That way I can get her back off a Slug and combo. The other like main one is Mandarin, and then after that is Pascalis, so it really just comes down to whatever you happen to be doing at that time. Next up, we got 2 Pascalis. I've seen people play 1, I've seen people play 2, I've seen people play 3. Right now, I really like her as a 2 of. Mainly because if you don't have another Marincess in hand, you don't really get the full benefit of her effect. So on normal or special summon, you can summon any other Marincess from your hand, except for Pascalis. So if you open multiple of her, it's really bad. But however, I also totally get why people would want to play 3, because you can just combo wombo, and I keep kind of jumping back and forth between 2 and 3. Right now though, my main build, this build, I've been rocking 2 of her, and it's been working really good. She also has a graveyard effect where you can banish her to add back any of your Marincess spell or trap cards, which is really handy. I forgot to mention that Seahorse has a graveyard effect that like never comes up, but it is something to keep in mind. Both of these two, you can only use their graveyard effect to turn after they go to graveyard, or any turn after, I should say. You can't use it to turn their scent to graveyard. Now, for rounding out the Marincess line, I do have one Sleepy Maiden and one Mandarin. I kind of keep wanting to play 2 Sleepy Maiden, but it doesn't come up enough, and honestly, she's just kind of there as another extender. She has the effect of where, oh, if you have her in your hand, you can target a face-up card you control, spell summon her, and then while she's on the field, that card you targeted can't be destroyed by card effects. And then she also has a graveyard effect that's pretty nice, where you can banish her and then equip one of your Marincess links with a link in your graveyard. Mandarin says if you control 2 or more Marincesses, you can spell summon her from your hand or graveyard to a zone of Marincess points to, but she gets banished when she leaves the field. Both really good cards all around. And then to round out the main line, I am playing 3 Silent Sea Nettle. I know some people really don't like Silent Sea Nettle, but I really do. This card has been super handy. It's a level 4 Aqua water monster. That's the big stuff there. If you control a water monster, you can spell summon it from your hand, and that's the main thing. I think you'll get locked into waters. Yeah, you get locked into waters, but I mean, almost everything in this deck locks into waters. And then, if it's in your graveyard, you can banish it, and then shuffle back any 3 water monsters into your deck. This is really good because Marincess, they have really good recursion, but man, do they burn through their resources super quick. So this just helps give you that much more recursion, put your extra deck monsters back in the extra deck, get your Bahamut Shark and Toad back in the extra deck, or your Stealth Kraken, stuff like that. A really good card all around. Now for the hand traps, I am playing 3 Nibiru in the main deck. This has been very, very good because this deck, you got such a small engine, you're able to pack it full of hand traps, and Nibiru is just a really good one. He's probably going to go into side once Sprite come out because he doesn't do jack to that deck, but he is still a very good card. So when Sprite come out, I'm probably going to put most of them into the side deck. I might keep 1 in the main deck, just in case. I don't know. I don't feel like 3 in the main deck is going to be really good after Sprite come out and just take over everything. So, but however, before Sprite, and which is right now, and going up into the regional that's coming up for me, this is going to be a very good card in the main deck, in my opinion. Then we got 3 Ash. I mean, it's Ash Blossom. You know, not much else to say. 2 Effect Failure. It's Valor. I also do play Impermanence, so I got that going. And then Draw and Lock in the main. I keep flip-flop between this and Ghost Ogre in the main, and I feel like overall this tends to be better. But however, I do see why some people might want to go with Ghost Ogre. Heck, I've been told by some people Ghost Ogre is just bad this format, but yet that card has won me a few games, so I don't know. Now, I will say, if you're in the mirror against Marincess, or if you're playing against Marincess and you just want to have a general tip, Draw and Lock does nothing to the deck. It has maybe 3 searches, and that is if they open Signet Mining. Otherwise, they only have 2 searches. That's the search for the spell off of Sea Angel, and then the search for the trap off of Coral Triangle. That is it. So Droll really isn't good against Marincess. The best hand trap is honestly Ghost Ogre and Nibiru, because if you Ghost Ogre the enemy, that's kind of the end of their turn, unless they got something follow-up. And if they Nibiru, I mean, yeah, that's definitely the end of the turn. This has caused some people to play, oh god, what was it called again? Crossout Designator in Marincess. I don't have crossouts, and I don't have the money for them right now. Otherwise, I probably would. Maybe moving into Sprite format, I might do so. I might finally penny up the money. But right now, as it is, no. So, that is all the monsters. Moving on to the spells, we got Signet Mining at 3. This is kind of a given. Everything that's important, all the Marincesses, that is, they are all Cyberse, and this could search out your entire deck except for Sleepy Maiden and the hand traps and stuff. So, I mean, it's pretty much a given why you would play this. Then we got 3 dive. It's dive. This is a E-Telly or Monster Reborn for the deck. It's a stupidly powerful spell card, and it's just not much else to say about it. It's stupid powerful. I love it. The controversial take here, I played 2 Battle Ocean in the main. I will say I typically end up siding out one of them whenever it comes to like games 2 and 3. But however, I want to be able to combo and I want to be able to make my stuff immune. So I've been playing 2 Battle Ocean, and it's just an overall really good card. It also allows you to chain block stuff because its equipping effect is not once per turn. So you can go, okay, summon Blue Slug, and then if you have this out and you have another Link in graveyard, like if this is like turn 3 or something, you can go Blue Slug effect, Chain Link 1, Battle Ocean, Chain Link 2, and then you can just keep doing Battle Ocean to chain block. It really helps with trying to stop the Ghost Ogre, which is the main thing. So there's that. Then I got 2 Desires. I'm very iffy on Desires in this deck. I don't like Desiring until after I have gotten my searching done, because really, honestly, like, this is a combo deck, and you tend to banishing your combo pieces sucks. So you can't, but you also need the extra like draws. So this card I feel like is a really good 2 of in the deck. Maybe that Moray of Greed card will be handy if it banishes any water, or wait, does it only banish fish? I don't know. That's something I gotta look into. I've only read the card once, and I can't remember if it banishes any water or if it only banishes fish, because you can easily put an extra body on board and banish it for the draw too. I don't know. Anyways, onto the traps. I'm not gonna, there's only 2, so 3 impermanents. You're effectively playing 6 effect filler, so why not? This card's really good. And then another hot take, I know people are going to scream at me in the comments, I play 2 wave. I don't see any reason not to play at least 2. I was playing 3, but I ended up bumping it down to 2. And this card, it's just so good. If you control a Marincess Link monster, you can activate it and target a face-up monster your opponent controls, negate its effects. And then it has 2 other effects on top of that. If you have a Link 2 or higher, I believe, a Link 2 or higher Marincess Link monster out, all monsters you control are unaffected by card effects until the end of turn. That goes for all monsters, not just your Marincesses. So if you have like Abyss Dweller or Stealth Kraken out as well, it does protect those 2. Or if you have the Nibiru on the field, it does protect him as well. And then if you have a Link 3 or higher Marincess, you can activate it from your hand. This is easily the best of the Marincess trap cards. I would say there are a few others that are like okay, but overall this is like the only like really good one, and it's easy to see why. It's targeted negation of a monster effect. It's basically, you're effectively playing 8 effect filler in this deck, or 8 impermanents if you want to look at it like that way. Oh wait, no, I only played 2 of the effect fillers, so that would make it to where you are playing basically 7. So you can ramp that up even more by playing the, oh god, what was it called again? Ghost Mourner or whatever. I actually was in the mirror match. Somebody was playing the other, like, Ghost Girl who can, like, discard herself, negate a monster effect whenever it was summoned, and then, oh hey, if it leaves the field, your opponent takes burn damage. I don't remember which one that is, but I had that used against me, and I kind of want to play it. But however, I feel like this deck has enough monster negation. You can easily jam in more, so there is that. But I really like 2 wave. I know people like to say, oh, we only need 1. I disagree with that. It's just too good of a card not to play at least 2. Moving on to the extra deck, I got 2 Blue Slugs. This is pretty standard. On its Link summon, you grab back one of your Marincesses. You can only summon 1 a turn, and it needs a Link level 4 or lower to go into. Same thing with Marincess the Angel, which I also play 2 of. On summon, it searches out one of your spell cards, and you can only summon 1 of her per turn. She also needs a level 4 or lower. And then I got 2 Anemone. I think this is standard from what I've seen. Anemone is just another recursion. She needs any 2 waters to go into. She can spell summon a dude to one of the zones she points to. And then, oh hey, if she's sent to graveyard, and it doesn't care how it gets to graveyard. If it's sent field to graveyard, you can grab back another Marincess card. So even if it's an equip card to like your Argonaut or something, you can get back your Marincesses from your graveyard. And then I do play the 1 of Crystal Heart. I know some people have been starting to drop it. I understand the logic behind it, I just don't agree with it. Okay. Next up, we got Marincess Coral Triangle. This is your searcher for your trap. It has a graveyard effect that like comes up once in a blue moon, but I'll be honest, I've never used it, so I don't know. 1 Marbled Rock for the recursion. Also has another effect that comes up once in a blue moon, where if like one of your Marincesses battles, you can discard a Marincess to save it. It's okay, but you mainly use it for the recursion. 1 Great Bubble Reef. So this thing is just bonkers all around. Once a turn, you can send a water from your hand to graveyard to spell summon any Marincess that's banished. If it's the standby phase, you can banish a water monster from your field or graveyard to draw a card. Every time a monster gets banished face up, she gets 600 more attack points. Like, it's just like, hey, let's just jam all these good effects onto it. And yeah, it's a really good card. Typically speaking, whether you make her or Argonaut, who is the other link for, first, it really comes down to what your hand looks like. If I don't have a ton of hand traps, I tend to make good ol' Great Bubble Reef first, but if I also know what I'm doing against, like let's say it's game 2 and I don't open a ton of hand traps, I might make Argonaut first, but well, that kind of really all just depends on the situation. Speaking of Argonaut, I should probably say what she does. So once per turn, during your turn, you can target a water you control and a monster your opponent controls, bounce them both. If she's in the extra monster zone, your opponent must attack it, which is really just wonderful. During your opponent's turn, if your opponent activates a spell or trap card, you can special summon one of your Marincess monsters from your back row that's equipped to her, and then negate that card. I think it actually negates 10 special summons. And the really cool thing is that negate, it just negates the effect. It doesn't negate the activation of the card. So therefore, if I can negate Branded Fusion, they can't just try and activate another one. Overall, really just bonkers boss monster. And again, really whichever one you make first, it really just does depend on what your hand looks like, what you're doing against, and all that fun stuff. So, yeah. Now then, on to the other stuff, the Xyz monsters. I do play 1 Bahamut Shark and 1 Toad, pretty much a given, all things considered. If Toad gets banned, like, as a preemptive hit for Sprite, this is gonna, like, open up 2 extra deck spaces in this deck, so that's gonna be fun, because this deck has so many other options that it can use, and I'm really interested to see how that would go. 1 Abyss Dweller for the negation of the graveyard stuff. There's a lot of graveyard effects running around. And then also on top of that, it gives all your waters the buff. So that's just really nice. And then 1 Stealth Kraken, because this thing is mean. Like, this is honestly one of the most underrated Xyz monsters I've ever seen. Mainly because it does need waters to go into, and water isn't like the biggest thing around. While it's on the field, all monsters become water, and as a quick effect, you can destroy any water on, I think it has to be your opponent controls. Yeah, any water monster your opponent controls, destroy it, does not target, just destroy it, and then they take damage equal to half that monster's attack on the field. This card has won me games solely because I will Nibiru and then make him, and that Nibiru will have like 10k attack, and I will destroy it and do 5,000 burn damage. It's so good, and then it's interruption and extra burn. This deck wins in time so easily, and this, along with Spring Girl, are the 2 main reasons why. Now, I don't typically do this, but screw it. I am going to show the side deck. This is just my ideas for the side deck. Obviously, I mean, like with everything with a deck profile, you can totally change whatever you want in it. First up, right now, I don't know about you guys, but I still have a ton of branded players at my locals, and so Dimensional Barrier is like really good against that deck. There's also a lot of Sword Soul players, so this is like the only 3 of I play, because it's like, okay, I call Fusion, okay, I call Synchro, I win. So there's that. Then we got two goes a match because everything in his deck is water, and I mean all it does is lock out in the Biru, which isn't the biggest deal in the world. This gets really mean if you also summon out. If you also have Stealth Kraken on the field, because your opponent would be locked into water, so unless they're playing water, they're kind of screwed. Two anti-spell, because we don't play a huge spell lineup in this deck, and so this really just helps out against certain spell-heavy decks. And then, okay, so this next one I gotta like make very clear, because there's a lot of Mystic Mine players at my locals, and there are also a lot of people who play Mystic Mine in decks that probably shouldn't be in, like in the side deck and stuff, and I am very tired of it. This deck loses to Mystic Mine very easily, so I am playing 2 Heavy Storm Duster and 2 Twin Twister to get rid of Mine. I hate that card. God, please, Konami, ban it. I am so tired of Mystic Mine, it's not even funny. For times when I know I'm going second, I do put into Dark Ruler No More, because it's like, hey, I just turn off your board for the turn. I don't have the money for droplets, otherwise I'd probably be playing droplets, and it'd probably be in the main deck. So, just saying, Dark Ruler No More, it's like the budget option. I just can't kill my opponent, but hey, this is a control deck anyway, so I turn off my opponent's board, wipe it, and then I make my own negates. So there we go, I don't have to worry about the damage for the turn. And then 2 Gendarla, the Duststorm Kaiju, or sorry, no, not the Duststorm Kaiju, the Mystery Dust Kaiju. Why did I think Duststorm Kaiju? So I'm playing this guy over Gameciel mainly because there's still a few dedicated Flunderies players at my locals, and obviously you can't Gameciel them if they have the Wind Barrier statue, so it's like, okay, I get rid of that. Sure, I can't use Coral Triangle's effect to turn, but it's not the biggest deal in the world. It's the only one that like says even if you summon a non-water beforehand, you can't do it. So I don't really care. I just want to be able to get rid of that Flunderies stuff. I don't know how much Flunderies is going to see a ton of play after Sprite come out, so maybe I'll switch it over to Gameciel afterwards. Kind of just gotta wait and see how everything goes. So that is everything for this deck. Again, I love this deck so much. It is one of my favorite decks that I am playing right now in terms of like competitive viability and just how fun it is. I do have a few other decks that I've been enjoying quite a lot, and I can't wait to do some deck profiles over those as well. So keep an eye out on the channel for that. I also got some other stuff coming up. Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a great day. Rate, comment, and subscribe. See you later. Peace out. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do consider rating, commenting, and subscribing. Sharing the video helps as well. If you especially really like it, please do consider being a channel member. Every little bit helps out. And hey, also why not check me out on my other social media pages. Thank you, and have a great day.